Hello everyone and welcome to Sewing with Miss Rice. This is the optional video if you're wanting to see how to sew the hem without going over the fabric. Really it's a lot like how we did it the other times, where we're just going to basically take the fabric and make sure everything is placed to where the rest of the piece is out of the way. And really while we're doing a curved line, it's really more like a straight line from our perspective because of how we're having to move the fabric. I'm going to go ahead and remove the first pin and we're going to go forward. I will also make sure, which I did not do, I put my thing on the wrong X. Here's X1, here's X2. This is supposed to be a beginning X. So make sure you don't make that mistake. Take out that pin and we'll move along. Don't forget your reverse stitch. And then continue forward. Now remember, when you go over these parts, you've done it before when you do the crotch seam, that will just simply be something you have to go over. It will be thick. If you go for a little slowly, you don't have to worry about anything. Okay, now this is also a good time to go ahead and double check that the bobbin has good tension on the back, because that means I have less pull out. Now it looks like all my stitches are coming out nice and clean, so I'm going to keep going, knowing that I do not need to make the seam ripper my friend today. So let's see if I can get this done quickly for y'all. And we keep going. Uh-oh. Did I do something silly? Well, ladies and gentlemen, I may have just done something silly. This is what happens when you go too fast and you're not double checking. And I'm sure somebody out there is laughing really hard because they've gotten to do this a couple times already. Yep, I went and stitched through a couple bits. So what you get to do here, I'll go ahead and show the troubleshooting for this real quick, because it really isn't very hard. Now, luckily for me, this wasn't very far. I can just take out the part that's attached in this case, since it's mostly straight, start from back here, go over the stitch again, and then continue on. And I'm sure there is somebody out there right now going, yes, Ms. Rice made a mistake. She gets to use a seam ripper. Especially since I have been handing out the seam rippers left and right and everybody knows it. On the bright side, this is a very nice tight stitch. But this is why it does also pay, because you also notice I was constantly checking. Well, not constantly, otherwise this wouldn't have happened, but I was double checking, and the second I felt something weird, I immediately stopped. Because of that, I only had to undo a few stitches instead of the whole thing. Okay. Alright, so we left out, so let's make sure that is properly cleared off. That only took a moment. It's sort of like checking your work in math or writing. If you do it constantly, then even when you do make a mistake, it's only going to take you like 2 seconds to fix it instead of 3 hours. So. Okay, so I just made sure to restitch. What I did was I went back to where the stitch was about an inch back, and then I went over it with my normal stitching. So we'll continue now. I'm going to stop, because I'm feeling a fold here, so I also want to make sure I just don't mess that up. And we'll continue. Okay, I know there's a crease here. And as you can see, this is pretty simple. One of the things I mentioned to people is that sewing is actually pretty easy. The problem is there's about 1 million steps of prep. So unlike, say, basketball, where you can kind of just run and jump in once you know the rules and you're all warmed up, sewing is like, you do this, you stop. You do this, you stop. Okay, almost. I'm not liking this, so I'm going to double check underneath. Okay, whoa, that could have been close. Alright, so I'm having to be a little more careful because at the moment I'm noticing I am getting a lot of fabric folded up. There we go. Alright, and there we go, all done. Still only 6 minutes, so hey, not bad for one of my videos. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, the next video I will show you the painstaking process of threading the elastic through this. I will tell you now, if you don't already have one, please get a safety pin, as you will be needing it to put the elastic through. Alright everyone, happy sewing!